Hello and welcome back, audience. My name is MassiveBrad and welcome back to my FIFA 19 Liverpool career mode. Now, before we get into today's episode, I just want to say a huge big thank you for loving sport on the channel. And as always, guys, at the start of these episodes, we're quickly going to recap on the previous. And in the previous episode, we played two games, one in the FA Cup and one in the Premier League. We also made our first signing, and that, of course, was Sandro Tonali, the young 19-year-old who plays in the central defensive midfield role. But the first game, of course, was in the FA Cup, and it was against Luton Town. And if I'm going to be completely honest, it was a little bit of a walk in the park. We absolutely battered them 5-0, and I didn't think for one moment in the whole of that game that we were struggling or not going to win. We just kept putting goal after goal after goal past them. We were so easy getting in behind their defence. Literally, we had Sessegnon on the left side, we had Junior on the right, and they could easily cut in behind the defenders and score a few goals, if not get an assist. So it was an easy game. And then up next was Wolverhampton Wanderers in the Premier League, and we actually went 1-0 down. It was a bit of a shock to the system, because I thought we were going to do well against them, but Wolves are definitely a little bit of our bogey team. We never seem to keep a clean sheet against them, but we fought hard, we battled back, and we beat them 2-1. So I was very happy with both results in the previous episode. Now, before we get into today's episode, in the previous one, we discussed a few things. Number one, me not talking as much, and if I am going to talk a little bit, because obviously we're in the January transfer window, so we have to talk a little bit about transfers, I'm going to talk as quick as I can and get it out the way. But as I was saying, we did sign Sandro Tonali, who was our first signing in this January transfer window, but he certainly won't be the last. But we won't be talking transfers in today's episode because it's all about fan objectives. Now, in the previous episode, I asked you guys to leave any comments down below recommending players, realistic players that we could sign in this career mode, or maybe if any of the players we could potentially get on a free are worth getting as long as it's realistic. So the like of Eden Hazard, Raheem Sterling, they're probably not that realistic. Cesc Azpilicueta from Chelsea, I don't really think they are realistic signings, so I don't think we're going to go after anyone like that. I haven't actually seen the comments from episode 55 because it's going up tomorrow. It's very difficult. In fact, episode 55. This is episode 55, Brad. Episode 54 is going up tomorrow. So I'm recording this before the other video's gone up, so I haven't seen any of your guys' comments. But I did say all the transfer business will be done in episode 56. So I'll have a chance to read all your comments tomorrow and have a day or two to read through them, and then we can look at doing all our business in episode 56. But like I said, guys, episode 55, it's all about fan objectives, which right now, as I click my fingers, you guys should now see it on screen. Now, we obviously go through this every 5 episodes. We've done it in episode 50, but we only had one green tick. Straight away, you guys will have levitated towards the second green tick. But before we jump straight to those ticks, let's go through them and see what is what. So the top left, as usual, is charity donation, and it is donate the amount of goal difference to a charity of the viewer's choice. So what we're going to do is, one game before the end of the episode, I'm going to ask you guys to leave a load of charities down below. We're then going to put them into a straw poll. You guys are going to vote, and whatever our goal difference is what we are going to donate to charity. Now, we can't really do too much about that until the end of the season, but what we can do is look at the goal difference. So if we see there at the top, we are top 20 played, 16 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss. We have scored a whopping 55 goals and only conceded 19, which means we have a goal difference right now, I do believe, if my calculations are right, a goal difference of 36. So £36 right now, if the season was to end, we would donate £36 to a charity of your guys' choice. Moving down from charity donation to hoodie giveaway, and another tick on the fan objective sheet, and that was send a viewer a hoodie if we score 5+ goals with any of our defenders throughout all competitions. 2 were scored by Robertson in the Premier League, 2 were done by Van Dijk, and 1 was done by Nelson Semedo. Now, if we jump over to the squad, we can actually go and check over this and also confirm it. So if we go over to stats, it shows the goals and assists. If we go down to our first defender, which of course is Trent, he has 1 assist, no goals. Semedo has a goal, so there's 1 on the sheet. Van Dijk has 2, so there's 3 now on the sheet. Joe Gomez didn't have any. Godin has none. Jonathan Tah has none. Jimenez has 1. He just scored in the previous episode, but you guys haven't seen that yet. So there's 4. Robertson scored 2, so that takes us up to 6. So we have completed that. Now, obviously, Jimenez hadn't scored to give us this tick. It was Van Dijk and Robertson that scored in episode 52 or 53, I do believe. but obviously we've scored more since then. So we currently sit on 6 goals scored by defenders, which means we've ticked that one off, and at the end of this season, one of you guys will be winning a hoodie. Moving over to the centre at the bottom, we've got sell best player, and that is if we don't finish in the top 4, we must sell one of our top 3 rated players. Again, we can go into the squad hub for this one. We can put the overall and sort it from highest to lowest. So right now we have Salah, Keita, Fabinho. So basically anyone, so the top 3 ratings right now are 89, 88 and 87. They're the 3 highest. I know obviously there's some of them that are joints. You got Bobby Firmino and Mane on 87, Fabinho and Keita on 88, and then Salah on 89. So if this is how it finished at the end of the season and we didn't finish in the top 4, Salah, Naby Keita, Fabinho, Mane and Bobby Firmino will be in a straw poll. You guys will vote and you'll be voting for the player that we sell. But luckily enough right now we're top of the Premier League, so we don't have to worry too much about that. Moving over to the right again, to the bottom right, it is Amazon voucher, and that is gift one of you guys a viewer £20 of an Amazon voucher if we win the Champions League. We're doing well right now in the Champions League, but there is a but. We're not going to know until the very end of the season whether we win the Champions League or not, so we'll have to hang on for that. Moving up to the top right, we have the t-shirt giveaway. Another tick, we've already discussed it. We needed to score a hat-trick with any player. We scored early on into the season, one with Mane, and we've scored another one with Mane. I did see a comment saying, Brad, now you've scored 2 hat-tricks. Does that mean you'll be doing 2 t-shirt giveaways? No, guys. Maybe in the future I will do multiple ones. So for every hat-trick scored, I'll give something away. But it was just, if I score a hat-trick with any player, I will give you guys a t-shirt. We already ticked that off earlier on. And then moving over to the big one that most people are looking at, and that is FIFA 20 game. Give away a brand new copy of FIFA 20 on Xbox or PlayStation. If you look over to the right side, it gives a little bit more of a description, and that is within 1 season, and that of course is season 2. Finish the Premier League with more than 90 points, a goal difference of 40 plus, and have won more than 25 games. Now if we quickly look over those facts right there, more than 90 points, we're currently on 51, so we're going in the right direction. A goal difference of 40, I do believe we just worked out it was 36, so we're only 4 goals away from having that goal difference, and have won more than 25 games. Well, in the Premier League there is 38 games. We're currently on 20, so we have 18 more games. We have to win 25. We've won 16, so we only need to win 9 of those 18. So half of the games that we have left in this season, we need to win half of them to tick off that. And then the points, well, that all depends. We're on 51. We've got a long way to go considering we need to get to 90. So is that 39? I do believe that's another 39 points. So that's still a lot of games. We need to win at least 13, 14 more games to get up to that 90 plus points. But that is going to do it for the fan objectives, guys. I know this takes a little bit of time at the start, and that's exactly why I've decided not to discuss any transfers in this episode. In the last episode that's yet to go up, you guys will have been voting potentially for us to bring back Philippe Coutinho. But without any further ado, what we're going to do now is nice and quick, jump over the offers, read through those 5 unread emails, jump over to the squad, show you guys the lineup, and then we'll get into this game against Bournemouth. Now, recently I said in the Ajax Road to Glory, if you guys watched it, I've never had an episode where I played the same team but in 2 different competitions. Surprise, surprise, I'd never done that in any career mode. I'd done it for the first time in the Ajax Road to Glory. I can't remember who the team was. I think it was Venlo, VVV Venlo. We played them in the Eredivisie, and then we played them in the Oranje Beker. I didn't do it in Season 1 at Liverpool. Now in Season 2, not only are we playing Bournemouth in the Premier League, the next game will then be against Bournemouth in the FA Cup. So I'm looking forward to that. We're playing Bournemouth twice. If we can get off to a good start in the Premier League, hopefully we can then do that in the FA Cup. And then in the next episode, which will be episode 56, we'll be playing Newcastle, and we'll be finishing off the January transfer window. I'm not sure whether the next episode will have 2 games in it, whether it's going to be Newcastle and the Saints, Southampton. If it is, Lee, I'm sorry, I am going to do them over. But potentially, if I don't play 2 games, I'll just be playing Newcastle, finishing off the January transfer, and definitely signing some new players if you guys have let me know any players you want me to sign. But let's get over to the office, read through these emails. So a match rescheduled. The Newcastle game has gone from the 28th to the 29th. That's not a problem. Tournament prize money. We got some money off the FA Cup after beating Luton Town. Not a problem. Jones has broken down. Considering they paid his release clause, I have no idea why it broke down. Phillips has broken down. and Manager Award received. Congratulations, Mr. Brad. We're glad to inform you that due to your excellent performances at Liverpool, you've won a Manager of the Year award. Was that for year 1? You've worked hard and proved to yourself and everyone what you're capable of. Yours sincerely, Rebecca Pompey, Football Association Press Officer. So I'm guessing that is for season 1. So we've won Manager Award of the Year for year 1. Happy days, that's a great award to have. That was a bit of a tongue twister. Jumping over now to the squad. It's the usual starting lineup, and of course Gomez has come back to the centre-back position. In the previous episode, I played Jimenez there because he played very well, but Jimenez will be playing in the FA Cup game. But we've got Sadio Mane out on that left wing, Roberto Firmino at striker, Salah out on the right wing, Gini Wijnaldum linking up with Naby Keita in the central midfield role. A little deeper, we've got Fabinho in the central defensive midfield, and then Robertson at Van Dijk, Gomez and Trent at the back, with of course Alisson between the sticks. Let's get into this game against Bournemouth. We need to bag another 3 points. We need to hope that whoever Arsenal are playing, they can hold them to a draw or maybe even beat them, so Arsenal don't pick up the full 3 points, and then we can potentially start growing that gap a little bit more, because we had a 9-point gap. Unfortunately, we lost to Spurs. Arsenal won, and that has now closed to 6. If we could potentially beat Bournemouth and they are to lose, we can grow it back to 9 and have a little bit of a breather and feel a little bit more comfortable with that gap. But let's get into this game against Bournemouth and hopefully bag those 3 points. Here we go. The commentators there talking about Sadio Mane. He turned up in the previous episode. He climbed his way back to top scorer in the Premier League. I think he's on 13 now, and Arnautovic is on 12. But he was on 10 at one stage, and Arnautovic went to 11 and he dropped to second position. Bobby Firmino has been getting on the score sheet. Salah is making his way up there now. I think Bobby's on, I want to say 9 goals. Mane's on 13. I want to say Salah is on 7. So the top 3, the front 3 for us, are definitely on scoring terms. Wolves have scored 33, joint with Arsenal. City have scored 31. West Ham have scored, was that 36? But it is going to be Bournemouth to kick us off in this first half. Let's get it underway. Let's get down to business. Let's close this down. Nicely done, Gini. Let's go, Salah. Feed Salah in behind. Beautiful ball in behind. This is the problem. We can't afford this ball in. Looking for Bobby. It's 1-0. I was literally just saying that is the one thing that Bournemouth cannot allow us to do. Eddie Howe should have sent them out and said, look, do not let the right wing and left wing, Salah and Mane, get in behind. Because if they allow us to do that, like we did right there, nice little whip ball in. Bobby's got no problem getting to that there. I'm not sure who's in goal for Bournemouth. Is it Begovic? I think it is potentially Begovic, who is a very big keeper and should probably do a lot better from there. It is Begovic, standing at 6'4", and Gini intercepts that ball nicely. Keep that pressure on. He stopped it on the box. Nicely done. And Mane's going to pick this up and go straight in to Bobby Firmino. Playing it round now to Mane, and Mane's going to be in behind now. Mane onto his right foot, looks to bend one. Begovic is there, follows it up with Gini Wijnaldum. It's 2-0. And to think we've got to play Bournemouth twice in today's episode. Gini Wijnaldum runs off to the camera to celebrate with Naby Keita, Bobby Firmino and Mohamed Salah, and after just 8 minutes we find ourselves 2-0 up. I tried to cut in with Mane onto that right foot, tried to finesse it. Begovic does a lot better this time round, but he unfortunately palms it straight into the path of Gini Wijnaldum, who side foots it into the bottom left corner, and we are 2-0 up. And that is Gini Wijnaldum's 3rd goal in the Premier League. He doesn't score too many in real life, but he certainly scored a lot in Season 1, and now he is starting to score again in Season 2. Edge of the box here, let's make sure we deal with it. Nicely done. And again, Gomez, keep the pressure on, lads. Ball into the middle. Oh, it's a shot. Alisson gets a hand to it, and it's out for a Bournemouth corner. Fabinho, waiting for the overlap now of Naby Keita. Tries to tuck it around the corner, looking for Salah. Couldn't find that last pass through. And here come Bournemouth now. Here's Fabinho, laying it off. Nicely done. Here's Bobby. Salah, looking back to Mane now. Mane darting inwards. Mane looks to get his shot off. He's taken out, and it's going to be a penalty. Now, I wasn't sure whether this is a penalty. So if it's not a penalty, and I don't believe it, oh, it's a free kick. I was going to say, if it's not a penalty, I'm going to put it wide on purpose, because sometimes EA does give a penalty away when it shouldn't be. Bobby Firmino on the edge of the box. Okay, they said it's going to be a free kick. That's a penalty, EA? Am I hearing things? I'm pretty sure it definitely said it was going to be a free kick. It's going to be a penalty. You know what? I'm going to put Mane on it. He's top goal scorer right now. I didn't really look at the challenge too much, so I don't know if it should be. But can't Sadio Mane slot this one home? Sadio Mane, he does. Nicely done. Sadio Mane makes it 3-0. If I'd have looked at it properly now, once they said, I definitely heard, and you guys will have heard as well, they definitely said it was a free kick. So I just give up thinking if it's a penalty, I'll look at the challenge, I'll put it wide. It was a free kick. I was just going to whip the ball in. But obviously a penalty's given. The commentators definitely got that wrong there. And after half an hour, we are 3-0 up against Bournemouth. Great result so far. Here's Robertson. Fabinho's going to pick that one up nicely. Here's Naby Keita. Playing it through to Gini. Going back now up to Bobby Firmino. And Bobby Firmino's going to get his way in behind. Bobby Firmino laying it off now. Naby Keita. It's 4-0. Beautiful bit of football from the red men there. Absolutely beautiful. The ball straight up from Fabinho, straight up to Bobby Firmino, who cuts it back, lays it off to Naby Keita, takes it first time. Absolute rocket from Naby Keita's right foot. Bang! Hitting it first time, keeping it low, out of the reach of Begovic, and into the far left corner. 4-0 after 39 minutes. Eddie Howe has got to do something at half time. He wants to change something up, because if they stay like this, it's going to be a cricket score. Over to Robertson. Robertson straight up to Bobby. It's intercepted. They should have just kept the ball. But nevertheless, the referee blows for half time. We've been absolutely all over this Bournemouth side. It's been a walk in the park. It's been an easy game so far. We've still got a whole nother second half. And we're already 4-0 up against Bournemouth. I'm happy to get back into the second half with exactly the same team. It's going to be Bobby Firmino to kick us off in the second half. And let's see what extra damage we can do. Play through now to Salah. Come on, let's mark up here now. Gino Wijnaldum straight through now to Bobby Firmino. Bobby looks to push on. Here's Bobby cutting back onto his right foot. Bobby Firmino, Begovic saves. And Rico clears away. Salah going to look at darting into the box now. Let's go Salah. Anderson Talisca takes it down. Talisca onto that right foot. Salah following up. No, oh, it's off the crossbar from Anderson Talisca. Great interception, but then unfortunately gives it away. Let's keep this pressure on, and there we go as Lerma gets the ball. The referee blows for full time. We've beaten Bournemouth 4-0. We were 4 goals away, or a 4-goal clean sheet, from going from 36 goal difference to 40, which is what we need to tick off one of the objectives to get that FIFA 20 game for you guys. We've just scored 4 goals, which means we now have, or should have, a goal difference of 40. Now there's 3 objectives we need to do. More than 90 points, a goal difference of 40, and 1 more than 25 games. We've won another game, we've now got that goal difference of 40, and we got another 3 points towards that 90. Great result. Bournemouth having 4 shots, 3 on target, quite consistent. Probably should have put one of them away. We had 13 shots, 8 on target. Absolutely dominated against Bournemouth. Hopefully we can do that against them again in the FA Cup up next. Right guys, and here we are back at the Central after absolutely dominating Bournemouth 4-0. And we're about to play them again, but this time in the Emirates FA Cup, and we are at Anfield. So hopefully with the home fans behind us, we can score more goals than we just did when we travelled away, and we can also get through to the next round of the FA Cup. Just to bring you guys up to date, I've had a few emails in for some young players, but the one I will probably mention is Danny Ings. We had a transfer offer in for him of 13 million. I've asked them to start at 20 million and maybe come down to 15, so we could potentially be offloading Danny Ings. And there's a few of you that said, Brad, definitely get rid of him. There's a few of you that also said don't. Now obviously in the next episode we're going to be talking big transfer talks when we go through the transfer hub, where we have plenty of amazing talent. We've got Mario Lemina, Koulibaly, Coutinho. Kante's not staying on there. That was just, to test something in the previous episode. Aguero, Sterling, Hazard, Timo Werner, Timothy Weah, Luis Suarez. Now, something I might say is, I tend to want to keep this Liverpool career mode as realistic as possible. But the one thing I think that Liverpool is missing from this team, not in real life, from this team, in fact, probably in real life as well, is an out-and-out striker. Liverpool don't have the Higuain, the Aguero, the Rashford, the Lukaku, the Aubameyang, the Lacazette. We just don't. We have Bobby Firmino, who is great, one of the most underrated players in the Premier League, in my opinion. But he's a centre forward and a central attacking midfielder. For me, he's not an out-and-out striker who's going to score 30 goals a season. Someone like Luis Suarez will score 30 plus a season, or at least attempt to. Timo Werner is exactly the same. Aguero. So could we potentially go in for an out-and-out striker? Now, I'd like to get Timo Werner. I won't go into this too much, guys. But we have to approach to buy or approach to sign, and we can get him in Season 3. Depending if we do a Season 3 of the Liverpool Career Mode or we do a Season 2 of the Ajax Road to Glory. We could get Timo Werner for next season, and we just continue with Bobby right now. I think also maybe need to look at offloading a couple of players. So what I'm going to do off camera is go through the team, because the likes of Dani Alves, I want to get rid of him. Godin we can't get rid of, but we could offer in a deal if we are to buy a player. I also want to get rid of, I think I may well get rid of Angel Correa, and I may well do a straw poll. There could be straw polls down below in the description and comment section, guys. Definitely go and give them a look just in case. But there may be one down there now with should we sell Angel Correa. He was great in Season 1. We can't get him into the team now. He is struggling to get into the squad, so I don't know if it's worth selling him. Danny Ings probably isn't going to get in there. Anderson Talisca, I'd either sell him or bring him into a central midfielder, like I just played him in that last game against Bournemouth in the Premier League. Bring him in the central midfield to help out. He's very flared. He's very quick with his feet. He's very skillful. So he works well with having Salah, Mane and Bobby running off him. It works well. But that's enough transfer talk. It's all about the next episode for transfer talks. But this game against Bournemouth at home, this is the lineup we are putting out. We've got Sessegnon out on that left wing, Anderson Talisca at striker, Shaqiri out on the right wing, Ramsey linking up with the Ox, who has got the captain's armband in the central midfield role. We've got Sandro Tonali, who is playing his debut, his starting debut for Liverpool. We brought him on as a sub in against Luton Town. He done very well, but I'm looking forward to seeing him for his first start in a red shirt. Then at the back, we've got Tierney, Jonathan Tah, Jimenez and Semedo at the back, with, of course, Bailey between the sticks. Let's get into this game against Bournemouth. Hopefully we manage another win. We've already beat them 4-0 and bagged the 3 points in the Premier League. Can we potentially progress through to the next stages of the FA Cup by beating Bournemouth and knocking them out? Back at the best stadium in the world, in front of the home fans. I am sure they will be noisy, considering they've just watched, they've travelled away to Bournemouth and watched us kick their bum 4-0. I'm sure they are going to be excited to watch it again. Hopefully it is a repeat. George Bailey has been unbelievable in the games that he has played in. The fans with their scarves, their flags raised above their heads. And the player to watch supposedly is going to be Anderson Talisca. Only 25. Very, very skillful player. And there's a few of you that said, Brad, have you ever seen some of the footage of him at Benfica? Oh yes, I've seen his free kicks at Benfica as well. And I'll tell you what, I'm surprised they're still playing the likes of Nathan Akey. Begovic, I thought they would have changed something up at the back, because realistically, we were absolutely all over him. But Eddie Howe looks to put his team out, looking very similar to how we have just beat them in the Premier League. So Anderson Talisca, get us kicked off, and let's get this first half underway. Tonali pushing out. Here we go, we're passing nice now. Ramsey around the corner. Let's go inside now. Here's Sessegnon. Sessegnon through to the Ox. Round the corner now to Shaqiri. Here comes Shaqiri. Darting forwards. Let's pull it back onto his left foot. Looks at Bender 1. Shaqiri 1-0. Beautiful, beautiful goal. It's a shame Shaqiri can't get into our starting 11 because of Mohamed Salah keeping him out. Because realistically, it's the same in real life. Shaqiri, we bought him 12, 13 million, absolute bargain. But an absolutely incredible player. He's got a wicked left foot. He's only small, but he's got loads of strength. And look at that. Well-timed left-footed finesse into the side netting on the far side of the goal. It's a shame he can't get into the team in real life, and it's a shame he doesn't get into this team, because when he does give me reason as to why he should probably get ahead of a few certain players. Here's the Ox now. Ramsey. Shaqiri. The Ox. Tonali. Play it in now. Talisca. Tonali. Back to the Ox. The Ox to Tonali. Edge of the box. Tonali trying to get round. Tonali trying to get his shot off. He does. And Begovic collects that one nicely. Nicely done. Bit of pressure here, lads. Mark man for man. Nicely done. Straight up now to Talisca. Shaqiri turns his man. Shaqiri! Oh, he's at the post. Ramsey through to Talisca. Talisca looks at Rona's man, but the ball is cleared out. Let's win this header, and I'm sure the referee is going to blow for half time. Sorry, and there we go. As Ramsey collects the ball, plays it over to Semedo. The referee does play for half time at Anfield. Realistically, would have liked to have scored a lot more goals. 1-0 just isn't good enough, and probably if I was to look at the match facts, it certainly wouldn't reflect the game so far. But Talisca, Sessegnon, Shaqiri, Tonali, Ramsey, Chamberlain, all getting into great positions so far. So I'm happy to dive back into the second half. It is Bournemouth to kick us off. And let's get this second half underway. Round the corner, nicely now to play it straight through now to Talisca. Talisca looking at dancing his man and coming forwards, laying it off. Let's go around the corner to Shaqiri. Nice little ball in now. Back post. Ramsey takes a touch. Hits it first time. Begovic with a big save. Let's win this. Nicely. Let's go to Talisca. And then straight through now to Shaqiri. Shaqiri coming forwards. Let's hold it up. Shaqiri. Inside. Shaqiri. It's 2-0 and he's got the 2. Shaqiri scores a brace. He's on for his hat-trick now. That is Bobby Firmino's signature move right there. Celebration.
2 for him on the day.
So let's get through to Shaqiri. Look at this. Beautiful step over. Cuts in. Bang. Near post. Begovic beaten again. And finally we are 2-0 up. And we have a little bit of breathing space. Let's go Sessegnon. They are so open at the back right now if we got this ball. If we had a bit of a break going, we may well get in behind here. Let's keep this pressure on. Ball into the middle. Wow, Bailey with a great save with his heel. Let's keep going. Ball into the middle. Let's get there. Nicely done. Tonali chase that down to Shaqiri. Shaqiri through to Ings. Taking a touch of Ings. I'm going to ping this out wide now. Looking for Ryan Sessegnon. Who's going to keep this in nicely. Sessegnon looking to keep it alive. Plays it into the middle looking for Ramsey. But the referee has blown for full time at Anfield. And we have knocked Bournemouth out of the FA Cup. After beating them 2-0, we played them twice in today's episode. We beat them 4-0 and we beat them 2-0. And it was that man there, little shock, Xherdan Shaqiri, who had 3 attempts. 2 of them ended up in the back of the net. He was the goal scorer in today's game against Bournemouth. Well done, Xherdan Shaqiri. He definitely shows me every time I play him why we should maybe give him a chance ahead of Mo Salah. If Mo Salah is not shooting or getting assists, we drop him from Shaqiri, because right now we're always dropping him for the youngster junior. Maybe Shaqiri, because every time, like I said, we play him, he's given us reason as to why he is fighting for his place in this Liverpool side. 11 shots, 7 on target. Happy with that. Bournemouth having 2 shots, both on target. And George Bailey picked off 2 incredible saves. Let's get back to the central. Finish off today's episode. Discuss what's going down in the next episode. Right guys, and here we are back at the Central with only 1 day to advance until we face off against Newcastle in the Premier League. Now I did say earlier on in the next episode, I don't know if I'll be playing the game against Newcastle and the game against Southampton, or just the game against Newcastle and then finishing off the transfer window. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to advance 1 more day till we get to the Newcastle game, and then we'll have a little look at the emails. We definitely have one there that I want to discuss with you guys, so we will simulate 1 more. There we go, 2 new emails. So the first one I wanted to discuss is Ajario has been sold to Atletico Mineiro, I think that's how you pronounce it, and we sold him for 5.1 million. The board has allocated us 3.9, so we go ahead and delete that. We've had a transfer offer in for Nathaniel Phillips. We'll go ahead and accept that. And we've also had our final scout report on Jadon Sancho. Now, I do think we could pick him up on a free. Yeah, we can pick him up on a free if we wanted to. Only 19, valued at 12 million. Overall of 77 rating. His agility, acceleration, ball control, dribble and balance speed is absolutely unbelievable for a 19-year-old. And right now he's out at Dortmund and he's doing absolute bits. So definitely one for the future. In fact, he's rated to be one of the best English players ever. So I'll look forward to watching him. He is very good. I do believe he's like the English Mbappe. But guys, I'm pretty sure I've covered most things for today's episode. It's very difficult because you've got to remember, like, this is episode 55. Episode 54 is going up tomorrow. This will be going up a couple of days after. But obviously I haven't done the Coutinho straw poll yet. But by the time you guys are watching this, the Coutinho straw poll's already happened. So in the next episode, episode 56, we might be getting Coutinho. You guys might have said, Brad, go and get Aguero, go and get Timo Werner, go and get Timothy Weah, go and get Luis Suarez. Obviously, I've asked you guys, is there any strikers out there that you maybe think is a realistic signing for Liverpool? Because me personally, I think we need that out-and-out striker. Danny Ings might be about to make his way out the door. Bobby Firmino's a centre-forward and more of a central attacking midfielder. Talisca is very similar. He more plays ahead of the central midfielders, but not really as a striker. He plays more of that centre-forward to break up the play and play through the wingers. And RB Leipzig sealed £29.6 million deal for Diego Costa. Not a bad buy at all. But I think I have covered everything in today's episode, guys. We looked at the fan objectives. So next time we'll be looking at it is episode 60. 60 episodes of the Liverpool career mode. That used to seem so far away, but now it's only 5 episodes away. That is absolute madness. But if you have enjoyed today's episode, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to drop your comments down below. If you're new around there, click that subscribe button. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. And I've been Massive Brad. Peace out.